Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Kindred Pins. I know we've been gone for a while, but we're back and we're here to talk about our favorite things books. Books, all things books. So I thought it'd be fun to start off because not only are we authors, but we're also readers. So we read too. So, Gideon, what was your last read?
This one I read was Ashbourne by J.C. Reed. It's a fantasy romance about a Fae girl. She is the last of her kind, and she meets up with some other people, and they end up on this long trek across the continent. Lot of action packed, and it's like non-stop action. It, One thing happens right after another leading up to the finish, and it was a really good book. Really enjoyed it. Always love a good fantasy book with dragons.
Dragons. You can't go wrong with dragons.
No, so it was a really good book.
Pretty sure that one's in my library. It sounds like it needs to move up my TBR.
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it.
That is awesome. So we have Gideon with fantasy, and I guess I'm the sick and twisted little monkey. The last one I read was an arc called Spare Parts by Ginger Moonwitch. And it is about two creatures who can basically live forever as long as when their parts wear out, they consume new ones.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it was a short read. It was only like 7 chapters. I read it in like half an hour, but it had the gore and it had spice and yeah, it was a little sweet treat. So yeah, we apparently read everything.
Yeah, I like a good fantasy book every now and then.
I do too. And I didn't know what this one was when I agreed to ARC for it. So page one was very eye-opening.
Yeah, the book Ashbourne was actually JC's master thesis in college.
Oh,
So yeah, check it out. It was a lot of fun.
okay. I still got one of yours left to read, so I'll put it below yours. Oh, so that's our last reads. And then I thought next we could do, well, you're going to have two because you're an overachiever, but your most recent release, I know you had one come out and you have another one getting ready to come out. So let's talk about those.
Inherited Burden, that was book two for the Bloodroot Chronicles. That one, it's been out several months now, and so got a lot of good feedback on it. People are loving it and can't wait for book three to come out, and we'll get to that shortly. And it follows Claire, who inherited a house from her grandmother, and she moved into it and realized that her family has a very dark history, and the house has been waiting for her, and she is not the victim, but she may be the next guardian of her family's secret. And so that was Inherited Burden. The one that I'm really looking forward to is this one right here, July 19th, Oblivion. Actually, while I was on a live stream earlier, someone ordered a pre-order from my website, so that was pretty exciting.
Yay.
And arc reads are out, and everybody's loving it. So it's a story about a teenage girl who kind of wants to start a new life, and she gets it, but not in the way that she was wanting. She ends up having a car crash with a middle-aged woman, and she wakes up in the hospital, and her and the middle-aged woman have swapped bodies. And Lena is trying to convince everyone of who she is, and Margaret's trying to convince everybody that she's not who she says she is. So
She don't want to
basically,
give up
it's
that body.
no. So basically, it's two women fighting over the same life. Uh, Identity theft at the deepest level. So yeah, it's a really fun story, and everybody's really loving it. And that comes out July 19th.
Do you want to read a little something from it?
Sure, I can do that. I'll
You're
read the
welcome,
part.
guys.
I love reading this part of it because it's so good. Who are you? Most people believe the answer is simple: a name, a face, a collection of memories stitched together across a lifetime. We trust those things. We build our lives upon them. We assume that when we wake each morning, the person staring back from the mirror will be the same person who closed their eyes the night before. But what if identity is more fragile than we dare imagine? What if memory can be altered, borrowed, stolen, or lost? What remains when the things that define us begin to slip away? This story explores those questions through fear, obsession, grief, and the desperate human need to survive. At its heart, it's a psychological thriller about two women fighting for the same life. Yet beneath the mystery lies something far more unsettling: the possibility that the self is not as permanent as we believe. The events that follow are fictional. The questions are not. As you turn these pages, consider what truly makes you who you are. Is it your body, your memories, your choices, or is it something deeper, something that cannot be easily named? Be careful with your answer. By the end of this story, you may not be as certain as you were when you began.
Gonna have me sleeping with the lights on again. I love it.
Mm.
And that was July 19th?
July 19th.
July 19th, guys. And apparently
Yep,
pre-orders are open on the site.
they are. And the ebook pre orders are also available on Amazon.
Are you going to be doing a launch party with Mary for this one?
Yep,
I'm going to help boost your numbers at that. So yeah, I'll be there and I'll buy a copy there.
yep. I ordered 90 paperbacks and 10 hardcovers for the launch. So we'll see how that goes. I hope I sell all of them.
I'm gonna be helping you. We're Jason took your record. We gotta get it back.
Oh, somebody else beat Jason.
Oh well, we got work to do.
I think it's like 136 now is the record.
Whew. We got
So we'll see what we can
guys. If
do.
you're watching this, come to the launch party on TikTok by Faded Pages Bookstore on July 19th and get his books.
Yep, definitely. All right, so let's hear about your newest release.
Mine was the Langston Estate. It is about a young woman who grew up in the foster system, no family to speak of. She's in her early 20s, living broke, trying to come up with money how she can when she gets summoned to an estate lawyer's office where she's informed that her grandmother had been looking for her entire life, but has sadly passed and left her millions of dollars and a beautiful estate in southern Missouri. But also a warning saying basically take the money, but never ever even visit the estate. Just let it rest. Well, through a series of events, she has nowhere else to live and she's not afraid of ghost stories, so she moves in. And now she has until the fifth chime of a clock she cannot find to figure out what is going on or risk setting loose an evil that should never get out of that box. That is that one.
You want to read some?
Yeah. Oh, and all my books now come with sprayed edges. This one's bronzed.
Mm-hmm.
Such a pretty. Where's I know what I'm looking for, guys. There it is. So this is her grandmother's will slash letter to her. My dearest child, I am so sorry that I was unable to find you. After I learned of my daughter's death, I searched for you. However, she ensured that you could never be found in my lifetime. Therefore, I have left specific instructions to suspend the reading until you can be located. Unfortunately, your mother never understood that one cannot hide from one's destiny. Now you are left with a legacy you know nothing about, and for that I am truly sorry. The Langstons are some of the original settlers of this country. The original family mansion, built in 1809, still stands in southern Missouri. It is the home that housed the early generations and has earned its rest. The trusts have been in place for years for the property maintenance, but no one has lived there for over 100 years, and it must remain that way. Just as the estate must remain with a Langston relation. I understand that you may feel an immediate desire to visit the estate. I once had the same feelings. However, please heed my warning and stay away. That place is old, and while it holds many memories, the bad ones have left scars that will never heal. Allow it to rest and find peace, and its secrets to be left inside its empty halls. That is Langston Estate.
And I still need to get that one.
I mean, it's so pretty.
It is pretty. Hmm.
And guys, if you decide to spray your own book edges, if you go with one that says it's copper and has glittery stuff in it, use the paint thinner. Do not be like me
It
and
will
clog your
clog.
airbrush. Look at that. Still had some advice in there tonight. All right. You have a lot of projects going on because you're just amazing.
I got too many.
But why don't you tell us which one you're working on that you plan to release next?
Uh, Book 3 for the Bloodroot Chronicles. Currently, it will be titled The Third Daughter. Because as the curse goes with this family, the curse ends up going to the third daughter. And Clara realizes that she's the third daughter. So she's technically an only child because she had two sisters prior to her, but they both passed away at birth. So she didn't think that that counted her as the third daughter, but it does. And so she leaves her house to go visit her aunt to get more answers about the family. And events occur that are even stranger than book 1 and 2. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think I'm on chapter 14 right now, so I'm probably about halfway through with it. So it was one of those that I've got like three, counting that one, there's like three working processes that are kind of like in process right now that already have some writing done. I've been kind of going back and forth between a few of them, and it just kind
I
of
don't know
depends
how
on
you
how
do
I feel
that.
for the day. Just kind of depends on how I feel for the day. There's one coming out right now that I've spent the last few days. I had to put it down and go back to my book 3 because I'm trying to hurry up and get the first draft finished of it so I can start working through the edits.
So what's
But
your goal
yeah,
for release on this one?
I'm shooting for Halloween. We'll see.
You might have it with you in St. Louis.
Might have it with me in St. Maybe. It's possible. we'll see how everything goes. But yeah, I think it's definitely possible to have it in St. Louis for sure.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And in case you guys were wondering, I know he's also working on a reverse vampire book.
Yep.
And are you counting your schoolwork, or is there a book I also don't know about?
The dark romance.
Oh, the dark romance. Yes. How could I forget about that one? You distracted me with vampires. That's how.
The dark romance thriller. Yeah, I can't wait to get back onto that one.
That's right, guys. Gideon Drake is getting spicy.
A little bit. Just a little.
When
But
your
that
first
one,
question to me was, "Hey, is it wrong to have a spicy scene that ends with a schmurder in the beginning of the book? Too much?" Okay.
might as well just start it off with a bang.
No pun intended.
So what are you working on?
Well, I was supposed to be working on the third book of the Mutt series, but I got distracted. I'm writing another gothic horror. This one is currently called Fangs of the Beast, and it involves another woman going back to her small town where the town refuses to update. Like it has the basics like electricity and plumbing, for sanitary and to keep them alive reasons. But everything else is how it was when the town was built. There's cobblestone streets, old style buildings, and her family is kind of like the unofficial rulers of this small town. The thing about this town is every day it's raining. And the rains get a little bit harder every day leading up to the one day of sun they get a year. But it's not a joyous day because on that day, there's always a funeral that the entire town goes to. Her mother passed when she was 16, and she screamed till her throat was raw that it wasn't natural, and nobody would listen to her grandfather, no one, so she ran away. And this is her first time being back, and she's slowly learning that there's things she's forgotten. Like as soon as she left the town, parts of her memory were taken or changed. And they're just a few days away from the day of sun, and she has to figure out what's going on and what her role is in this before we figure out the beast that has the fangs.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm having a lot of fun with it. That one is due to come out on October 1st, which is also my birthday. So
Awesome. So you'll have that with you in St. Louis.
definitely. And I'll be doing a launch party with Mary as well.
Cool.
So guys, look,
Very
there's
good.
two opportunities right there to support a small bookstore and two indie authors.
There you go.
I mean, it sounds good to me. All right. So I have had a couple of questions that people have sent or asked me in my lives. I thought I would ask you. Uh, they weren't enough to fill a whole episode, but here we go. As an indie author, how do you decide the pricing on your books?
What I usually do is take into consideration what the print cost is of the book plus the shipping. So, like if I was to buy, like, say, 90 or 100, take that total cost, divide it between it to see what I come up with what the cost of the book costs me. And then, usually from there, say it's like maybe $8 or $9 or whatever per book. Let's just say that, for example. And then I know that whenever, like, if I go through one of the other platforms, that they're going to take a percentage out of it too. And I try to fix it where I'm making at least $10 to $12 a book off of it because I keep them in inventory and then I sign them, ship them out. Plus, we always send out a bunch of goodies and stuff with it. So that's kind of where I go with mine.
Yeah, I think that's something a lot of people don't realize is, yeah, those goodies are fun, but they're still an expense on the author. We still have to pay for them. Plus, the box or the bag and the shipping to them, because most people want to see free shipping, so you have to build that into the price.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do it about the same way. Yay!
Yeah. As long as I can make about $10 a book off of it, that's kind of, I'm good with that.
And if they're an indie author just starting out, guys, believe me, if you can make $2, $3 a book on your
Be
first
good.
release,
Mhm.
go for it. Okay, the
Yep.
price can go up a little bit once you get some readers and reviews.
Yep.
Let's see, what was another one? Oh, you recently made this change. So, which do you prefer, Ingram or KDP?
Um, there's some of both that I like and some of both that I don't like. um, the KDP, the print cost for KDP books is cheaper than Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the delivery with KDP is a lot longer than Ingram. So with Ingram, it's like 2 weeks and you got your books. With KDP, it's 3 to 4 weeks sometimes, and you never know how they're going to come. With Ingram, you've got a set amount of books per case that you're going to get. With KDP, you might get a case of books, you might get individual packages, and
Yeah, if any of y'all heard Mrs. Gideon cussing, it was because those books showed up in individual packages.
the Ingram books are a little bit better quality. Um, as far as doing the covers and stuff like that, the cover templates for KDP is easier to work with. The Ingrams are a little bit more difficult and they are a lot pickier on everything has to be in certain places and stuff where KDP isn't they're a little bit more forgiving on their stuff. But I think that just goes back to the quality of Ingram that they make sure that everything is in exactly the right place and stuff for their prints. And I do like Ingram too because it gets you out to a lot more places where KDP you're just stuck there with Amazon. I mean, you can do the wider distribution and they can still get them, but a lot of places won't go through them to get it. So like now, all of my books they're on Barnes and Noble. You can get them on Walmart, all kinds of different stores and stuff like that. So
Tarjay.
Target, um, Books and Me, and all kinds of places. So it definitely gives you a lot more reach, and especially if you're looking into getting into other places, like we are getting ready to go on a bookstore tour in our area to go talk to a lot of the bookstores to try to get my books in a lot of the bookstores and maybe libraries and stuff too. And you really have to be with Ingram to be able to do that because you won't be able to get that through KDP.
And I will be expecting the notes on that so that I can follow your tour path. But yeah, that was the thing for me. Yeah, Ingram is a bit more pricey and a bit more picky, but the quality and the reach you get is kind of worth it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But if you use KDP, that's where Weeble started. It's a
Yeah,
great way to start.
yeah, it is a great place to start. I mean, I still keep all of my ebooks there.
I do too because I want to be in KU.
Yep, same here.
So I have an Ingram account where I
Mm,
put all my physicals and then I jump over to KDP
yep, and do the
so that I
ebooks
can
there.
be in KU.
Let's talk about audiobooks.
Audiobooks are both fun and a pain in my ass. I have one audiobook out, and it is for Alone, which right now, if you get the physical of Alone, you get a free audiobook code because they gave me a bunch. So, but you have to find your narrator, which depends on your budget. Then you have to wait for them to record it. And speaking of picky, the only thing as an author that you have to upload is the cover. And I am not kidding when I say if your cover is off by 0.00001 from a perfect square, they will reject it and say nothing and just leave it sitting there for weeks. And you're like, hello. But once it's out there, it's a lot of fun. I feel like it's opened up a whole new avenue of readers for me. I have people getting the book now just to get the audio. So, and then I have Chains of the Union being recorded right now, hoping this one goes better for me. But
I'm
you're getting
sure it
ready to
will.
have yours done, aren't you?
Yeah, Bloodroot House is in production. It's probably about maybe a quarter of the way done. I gotta follow up with her and see where she's at when the next one. She usually puts out about 5 chapters at a time, and so she's working on it. And so far, it is phenomenal. I love it. And just did a contract for Awaken the Shadows. And so she's reading the manuscript now. She's already done the first little 15-minute promo deal for it. So really liked it. So she's working on it. So got a couple of them in the works right now.
You're in the hurry up and wait phase.
Hurry up and wait. Yeah,
And
definitely.
I did both of my contracts through ACX. Is that where you did yours through too?
Yep.
Yeah, it was just easier for me to go, yep, it's signed, done. There you go. And I
Yep.
don't have to worry about it till it's uploaded.
Yep. Now hurry up.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm
I really
excited.
think you will get a like I did a whole new stream of readers because not only just the audio people, but I have people saying they prefer immersion where they read and listen at the same time.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I've had a lot of people tell me that, that they don't like to read books, but they like to listen to the audiobooks, or they have jobs where they're out on the road all the time and they don't really have time to read, but they would like to have the audiobooks to listen to. So,
we're going to be getting your audiobook so PB can finally listen.
yeah, I know. And I've had several others tell me the same thing. So,
Keep an eye out, guys. Coming soon.
coming
Coming.
soon.
We're leveling up here, okay?
Trying to.
But we have a new release coming from the man, the myth, the legend on July 19th. And then we each have one coming out in October.
Yep.
And yes, I know he releases two to my one. I don't want to hear it. It's probably going to be 3-1 once he's done with his school, okay?
We'll see how it goes. Just got to see if the story ideas keep coming.
I hope they do, and at the same time, I'm glad you're my friend because your mind scares me.
Sometimes it does me too. I need my daughter to have some more crazy dreams, I guess.
Well, I'm sure she's
Or
going to
me.
appreciate you wishing for that.
Or me. She always has some good ideas.
Well, guys, that's it for this episode. But as always, if you have any questions or want to check out our books, you know where to do it. You can email us, drop it in the comments, find us on TikTok, whatever you need.
Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us once again, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys next time.